Thanks for staying tuned. It's another Saturday when we bring you your favorite security and safety tonic on television, Security Watch Africa, and only on this channel, the Africa Independent Television, the window to Africa. Welcome to the program. Today, my name still remains Patrick Abambu. Today, we'll be looking at a very important issue. I know that many of you are familiar, especially those in Nigeria and beyond, with the issue in Rivers State, the state of emergency that was declared in Rivers State. We'll be looking at the security implication of that state of emergency with an expert that knows it all and is indeed, incidentally, is the son of the soil of Rivers State. So we'll be looking at the professional aspects of the security and also from a son what he thinks should be done or shouldn't be done at this time. But we'll be bringing you some report from the Defense Headquarters. But first, a lot of people have called Security Watch attention to the incident that happened just 2 nights ago in Edo State, Uromi precisely, where about 16 Northerners traveling from Port Harcourt to Kano for Salah were maliciously lynched and killed and burnt due to suspicion that they may be suspected kidnappers. From a lot of condemnation has arisen from that, and a lot of people have said so many things in motion. But for me, I believe there is a failure of the civil police that has given room to situations like this. First and foremost, allowing vigilantes, ungoverned vigilantes, unsupervised vigilantes to maraud and patrol is creating problems in the society. This is not the first time. It has happened several times. And I believe that if citizens must help to provide security in their domain, they must be supervised by state actors. We shouldn't allow non-state actors to take over our territories without being supervised. And I believe that the civil police should sit up and take control of what is happening. Then we, Nigerians, we must be very, very security conscious. Why travel at night and you're traveling with dogs and hunting guns and all that? There are a lot of questions that need answers, and that are called the security forces to look into it. It's not just about arresting suspects who masterminded or who killed those innocent Nigerians, but it's about ensuring that this doesn't happen again. Something just has to be done drastically. Yes, let's go to the program. We'll begin from the Defense Headquarters, where the Chief of Defense Staff inaugurated the Defense Farms Initiative with the launching of the logo and introducing that, saying that the defense will help to provide food security for Nigerians. Sit back as we bring you this report before we bring in our expert to talk on the issue about state of emergency in Rivers State.
To support food security in Nigeria, the Nigerian Defense Headquarters, under the leadership of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gwabin Musa, has established the Defense Farm and Agro-Allied Product Initiative with the aim of enhancing food availability in Nigeria. On Thursday at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja, the official unveiling ceremony of the Defense Farms and Agro-Allied Product logo was done by the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS.
To God be the glory.
Throwing light on the initiative, Jan Musa said,
I must state that this event signifies not just the unveiling of a logo, but the initiation of yet another initiative aimed at facilitating sustainable food security in the country. This event is therefore a major turning point in our collective quests for improved national security.
The CDS expressed confidence in the expected outcome of the Defense Farm and Agro-Allied Products Initiative.
The initiative, which aligns with the people-centric policy thrust of my leadership concept, is aimed at creating job opportunities and enhancing rural infrastructural development while significantly contributing to food security in the country. Considering the extensive consultation, planning, and preparation made by the committee thus far, I'm optimistic that the Defense Farm and Agro-Allied Products Initiative will have a positive transformative impact on host communities while enhancing national security.
General Musa thanked the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his support and also appreciated the efforts of members of the committee who have worked tirelessly to actualize the initiative.
As we unveil the Defense Farms and Agro-Allied Products logo today, permit me to extend my profound gratitude to Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his sterling leadership and relentless pursuit of national peace, security, and economic prosperity. This is one great stride, food security. I also appreciate the efforts of members of the committee who have worked assiduously to actualize this initiative.
Earlier in his presentation, the chairman of the Defense Farms Committee, Major General Issa Abdullahi, provided further insight into the establishment and strategic impact of the initiative.
The Defense Farms and Agro-Allied Products was conceptualized in May 2023 as one of the non-kinetic means of addressing security issues in the country, and to also key into the federal government of Nigeria's drive to address food security challenges in Nigeria. In line with the directive of the Chief of Defense Staff, the defense headquarters convened a committee to work out the modalities for establishing the defense farms and agro-allied products. In addition to bolstering food production in the nation, the Defense Farms and Agro-Allied Products Initiative is tailored towards building capacity of Armed Forces of Nigeria personnel in both agriculture and agribusiness. To address this, the committee embarked on a tour to appraise various farms within and outside Nigeria in order to adopt the best suited model for the defense farms and agro-allied products.
Elizabeth Thanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
That was Elizabeth Thanko reporting from the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. Yes, let's go quickly join our guest who's already waiting via Zoom, talking about, I'll call him Dr. Dennis Amakri, because he is already a professorial or doctorate scholar, I must say, because he qualified in terms of security, a former director of Department of State Services. It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
Good morning, Patrick.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I know that as a security expert, you must be worried with when you hear words like a state of emergency and martial laws and all that. Tell us, what is your take with the state of emergency in Rivers State?
Well, thank you for having me again. You see, this problem in Rivers State has been one that defies all kinds of interpretations. Because one thing we'll say it's a state of emergency, but actually it was a martial law that is operating there.
Yeah, it's a martial law.
Because, yeah, we have the democratic structures have been dismantled, and of course you have a military administrator in there. So it's confusing, because when you say state of emergency, actually, you find out that that is where a state itself will invite the federal government to come and help in cases of disaster, or, you know, some kind of natural problems, flooding, and all those kind of stuff. But when you declare a state of emergency in a situation where there is no problem, and then, of course, dismantling the democratic structures, then it becomes a real serious interpretational problem, as we have in Rivers State now.
Okay. Now let's look at the area where you are concerned and where I'm concerned, talking about security, because if it's a preemptive, if it was a preemptive action the presidency did by instituting the state of emergency to prevent breakdown of land order, some people would say that with the situation now, that will not solve it, because as it is, there seems to be who is in control in terms of security in Rivers State, because state of emergency or martial law gives total control to the military to take charge of security of the environment. So tell us, What do you think is the issue in terms of security in Rivers State?
Well, one thing is this. I was listening to the president when he announced the state of emergency on March 18th. And actually, what he stressed on was the supposed pipeline vandalism, the governance issues that were happening there. There was governance paralysis for almost a year. The House of Assembly was not working, and the governor himself was actually working with only 4 members of the House. And then, of course, many people have risen all kinds of opinions because that raised the tension all over the country. How can 4 people be the House? But it's simple common sense, you know. Planes are designed to fly with 2 pilots all the time, or in fact 3. And if the pilot dies or have a heart attack, the remaining will take the plane home.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. So saying that, oh, you cannot run a state when 27 of the lawmakers have defected, and by our constitution, when they defect, they lose their seats.
Yeah. Their seat is vacant.
Yeah, the seats become vacant until they are filled by INEC. So why are we putting the law upside down on its head, and causing a whole lot of tension? And these are the things that have been the problem. And it's going to cause a lot of economic risk for Rivers State. And if that risk, in fact, extended to Nigeria, because let's not forget, this is the state that lays the golden egg.
That's true.
And if we are attacking, if the target is the golden egg, where we forget about the chicken that lays that egg, then I think there's going to be serious problem, because it will be a lose-lose situation. A lose-lose situation.
Okay. Now, so what would you be advising now, all parties, in terms of security and in terms of how to maybe get a resolution to this issue?
I think there are many options, very, very many options that are available, for the government itself. I think when we talk about the governor himself can go to court. He can go to court, although many people say that that's not where to look for justice. But of course, you have to go to court, and then of course, let it be written down. Let it be very, very documented that yes, this particular situation happened, and we cannot just brush aside the judiciary, So the judiciary has to also wake up to do their job, because I think as a security professional, my concern is that many people are not looking at the security aspect of what is going on.
Yeah.
They are looking mainly at the politics. And they don't know that the security aspect of it is the one that is going to cause a whole bunch of problems. And it is replete on all kinds of situations in Afghanistan, in Congo, all our fights for mineral resources. And of course, we've had our militancy that has been quelled by President Musa Yar'Adua. Yes, and now we are trying to raise it up again, because we feel that, yes, we can still do another amnesty. A war can be started, but we don't know how it will end. So let's not try and put our hands in the fire for a starter.
We must thank you for joining us for this, because you have just nailed it all in just these few minutes. Thank you so much, Dr. Amakri. I will say that for your time with us.
Thank you for having me, Patrick.
Thank you so much. Yes, viewers, if you have joined us, this is your program, Security Watch Africa, where we discuss issues of security, purely security. Yes, we'll be taking you to the Army headquarters, where Elizabeth Tanko brings us a report of what happened when the Nigerian Army Department of Civil Military Affairs had a media chat in Gombe State. Sit back as we bring you this report.
The Nigerian Army has affirmed its commitment to strengthening civil-military cooperation and fostering collaborative relations with the media in a bid to enhance national security. This was said by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, at the first quarter 2025 civil-military cooperation media chat in Gombe State. The Army Chief, who was represented by the Corps Commander, Nigerian Army Armored Corps, Major General Obinna Ajonwa.
It is common knowledge that advancements in information and communication technology have transformed the media space into a key driver of human interactions at various levels, bringing with it significant security implications. While information and communication technology has its opportunities, the drawbacks are quite profound. These, among others, include to amplify disinformation and propaganda efforts. Additionally, malicious acts such as disclosure of classified information and weaponization of narratives by dissidents in the media space poses stress to our national security. These have necessitated collaborations between the Nigerian Army and media stakeholders to foster a formidable front against our shared security challenges. While the pen is considered mightier than the sword, we can all agree that our current security environment demands stronger cooperation and partnership between the pen and the sword, which in this regard represents the media army. As the Nigerian Army enhances its pursuit of national security objectives, the media's pivotal role in shaping public opinion, informing the public and fostering unity of purpose cannot be overstated. Therefore, we must maintain regular communication channels, ensure transparent reporting on military operations, timely dissemination of information, countering disinformation and misinformation while building public confidence.
In his remarks, the Chief of Civil Military Affairs, CCMA, Major General Go Chubuisi, urged journalists to uphold ethical reporting standards, avoid sensationalization, and promote accurate and impartial reportage.
It's important how we report about our country, and it depends on what you feel, what you think, and many presenters have said it. You might think people are not doing enough. You might feel so. But I know the sacrifices that our personnel have made. I have been a commander. In fact, before my current appointment, I was theater commander. And I was commander of the multinational giant task force. I know what I have seen. I know what my soldiers have gone through. I know the conditions they live under. I know the sacrifices they have made. But when I see pressmen, I also see some kind of partners. As pressmen have paid the supreme sacrifice in the course of their duty, soldiers have paid. We are partners, largely, in the building of our country. And so it's better we understand each other so that we can collaborate.
The Chief of Civil Military Affairs stated that the Nigerian Army does not tolerate infractions by its officers and soldiers.
You might notice infractions here and there. I think some of the previous speakers have commented actions of unprofessional behavior. Let us know. We will never support anything that is wrong. And the ones that is brought to our attention, we investigate, and those found wanting will definitely be made and be brought to book. We have a number of marshals in different theaters, in different divisions, trying people who have run contrary to the rules of engagement and the code of conduct. They are very clear, and our personnel, they know that. So there may be few cases like that, but nobody in the army sanctions such. So if you come across any of them, please just bring them to our attention.
There were various views by other presenters and participants.
You know, there was a time military martial resources in Monguno, they wanted to recapture Baga. Now, one of the newspapers, their correspondent is here among us here, came out with a front page story with schematics. Behold, the military is marshalling resources to go and capture Baga. What are they telling Boko Haram? They are telling them that we prepare, these people are coming. So,
for the journalist, his primary assignment is to broadcast the news, to be the first to be on air, or to be the first to have a headline, which is where the public relations officer differs. Because the work of the public relations officer is to manage information and not to dispatch information. So sometimes people will appoint to take care of information, because what I've seen in this country is that a lot of PROs are picked from the rank of journalists. And once you bring them in, they'll say everything, because that's their training.
There are certain reasons, certain stages where we should prioritize actually. You know, when it concerns, like I said, human lives, when it concerns for people to be safeguarded, for people to run away from the scene. If there's a crash and there is fire, you know, in Nigeria, where things like this happen, if it's a motor crash, you see people coming around. There's a gas explosion. Instead of you to run away, you come around. So the news is good to prioritize such news at that point, because we want to save lives.
Elizabeth Thango, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. That was one of the series of the Nigerian Army Department of Civil Military Affairs media chats across. In fact, the first quarter held in Gombe, Gombe State capital, and subsequent ones will be held in different zones and states in Nigeria in the year 2025, with so much programs lined up to sensitize the citizens on what the Nigerian Army is doing. We must say kudos to the Army leadership led by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, for making sure that Nigerians get to understand their army much better. Yeah, because like it said, they are the people's army, and indeed they are the people's army. The Nigerian army has remained that one institution that is unity and united to ensure that Nigeria is safer and protected. Yes, let's go to, I know that my Muslim brothers and sisters are preparing and warming up for the Salah celebration. Nigerian government has declared Monday, Tuesday as public holidays, and by that, many Nigerians are planning. Some have even traveled to felicitate with their loved ones. We would like to advise that as you travel, ensure that you travel during the daytime. It's very, very important. Avoid night travels as much as possible. It's not advisable at this time we are in the country where a lot of people take the cover of the night to wreak havoc on innocent travelers. As much as possible, avoid traveling at night. If anywhere you are, once it's getting to 6 p.m., try to just take a break somewhere and stay till daybreak, then you can continue your journey. I know that it may not be that convenient, may not be that easy, because people are in a hurry to get to their destination. But safety first. It's better to arrive alive than to arrive with dead. And also, please, it's very, very important. This is an advice we are giving. And also, when you are traveling within communities, we are going to pass communities, you have to be sensitive that the situation in the country, so many pepped up angers. Some people are just unnecessarily angry, maybe with the situation in the country, and looking for who to transfer the aggression on. As much as possible, your safety is more important, should be the priority. bury everything possible, who is right or who is wrong, just for you to be able to get out of that scene, because this period can be very, very challenging, and it's advisable for us to imbibe this. The third advice will be travel light. When I mean travel light, avoid displaying of gold, of riches, of whatever you have. Yes, we know you have them, but as much as possible, get them hidden somewhere, protected. Where it's safe, you can wear it if you must wear it, because when you display this, it attracts those who want to take it away from you. And in process of taking it away from you, you may be harmed, and that is not good at all. So as much as possible, make sure that you don't expose anything that will attract criminals to you, no matter the gold, jewelries you have, the wristwatch you have, even your phones. A lot of people are attracted to the phones that you have. A lot of things these days are inside our phones, so phones have become very much valuable, that when it gets to the wrong hands, everything about us are exposed. So make sure your phone is protected so that you'll be alive. Is very, very important. And one thing I will also advise is ensure that you avoid crowded places at this period. I know that a lot of people will be gathered either to celebrate, as form of celebration, or for one reason or the other. Please avoid it as possible. Very, very careful. Ensure that you don't expose yourself to danger, because these people, these criminals, look for soft targets and evil praise, to cause mayhem. So as much as possible, I hope you will take these 4 advice from us to you, so that we all can see again next week, Saturday, and to the next year, 2026, God's willing. Until next week, I will say thanks for staying tuned to your program, Security Watch Africa, where you get everything security. Follow us on all our social media platforms so that we can communicate. Send us your questions or whatever thing you need to know about security, then we'll pass it across to you. Until next week, I say thanks for staying tuned, and bye for now.